Have you ever had that sinking feeling in your gut about a decision, whether it's a career move, a new relationship, or a personal project, but you brushed it aside? Maybe you overanalyzed, let self-doubt creep in, and convinced yourself to go against that inner voice. And then days, weeks, or months later, you found out that your gut feeling was right all along. Sound familiar? If it does, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with information, logic, and noise, making it easy to overlook the subtle yet powerful signals our intuition sends us. But here's the thing. Trusting your gut could be the difference between making a decision that feels right in your core and living with regret. In today's video, I'm going to help you unlock the power of your gut instincts by developing your clairvoyance. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable tips to sharpen your intuitive abilities and feel more confident in trusting that inner voice. First things first, let's break down what we mean by clairvoyance. Now, I know the word might conjure images of crystal balls and psychic readings, but clairvoyance is much simpler and far more practical than that. It literally means clear seeing. It's the ability to tap into insights and information beyond what your conscious mind can easily access. Think of it as that flash of insight, that gut feeling, that deep knowing that you just can't explain logically. And here's the kicker. Science supports the idea of gut feelings. According to research, your brain processes an immense amount of information subconsciously. So when you feel that hunch, it's often your brain signaling something based on patterns it's picked up, even if you can't consciously explain it. It's the part of you that picks up on nonverbal cues, subtle changes in your environment, or emotional patterns in others before your rational mind catches up. So why should you care? Because tapping into this power can help you make better decisions, live a more authentic life, and avoid situations that don't serve you. Whether you're navigating a big life decision or trying to figure out the right path in a relationship or your career, learning to trust your gut is a game changer. A simple way to begin developing your intuition is by keeping a gut feelings journal. Every time you get a strong gut feeling, whether it's positive or negative, write it down. Note the situation, your immediate feeling, and whether you followed through with it or ignored it. Then, go back and review your entries over time. This practice will help you start noticing patterns. For example, you might realize that your gut often speaks up during job interviews or when meeting new people. By documenting these moments, you train yourself to recognize when your intuition is strongest. Over time, you'll be able to trust that inner voice more quickly and confidently. Let's take a quick detour into the science of gut feelings. You've probably heard the term gut-brain connection before, but what does it actually mean? Well, the gut is often referred to as our second brain because it contains over 100 million neurons. That's right, your gut has its own neural network, and it communicates directly with your brain. This is why you literally feel things in your stomach when you're anxious, excited, or uncertain. Now combine that with the fact that your brain processes tons of data subconsciously, and it starts to make sense why gut feelings are so important. Your intuition is like a supercomputer running in the background, picking up on things that your conscious mind might miss. This explains why people who trust their gut often make quicker, more effective decisions, especially under pressure. In fact, studies have shown that experienced professionals, like doctors or firefighters, often make critical decisions based on gut feelings rather than detailed analysis, and they're often right. These professionals have learned to trust their inner voice because over time, their intuition has become finely tuned. Practical tip number 2, meditation for intuition. Now that we've explored the science, let's talk about how to sharpen your intuition. One of the most effective tools? Meditation. I know you've heard about meditation for mindfulness and relaxation, but did you know it can also strengthen your intuition? Meditation quiets the noise of everyday life and helps you tap into deeper levels of awareness. Here's how you can get started. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. When your mind starts to wander, which it will, gently bring it back to your breath. As you practice this daily, you'll notice that your thoughts quiet down, and in that silence, you'll be able to tune into your intuitive signals more clearly. I'll share a personal example. When I first started meditating, I didn't think much of it in terms of developing intuition. But over time, I noticed that when I was faced with big decisions, I could easily tune out the overthinking and quickly identify what felt right in my gut. Meditation helped me learn to listen to the subtle cues that my intuition was sending all along. Call to action. Engage the audience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had a moment when your gut feeling saved you from a bad decision or led you to the right one? Share your story in the comments below. I'm always fascinated to hear how others experience and trust their intuition. Part 3. Listening to your body's signals. Your body is constantly communicating with you, and often, we just don't listen. Have you ever felt a knot in your stomach when someone suggested an idea that didn't sit right with you? Or maybe a surge of excitement when you thought about an opportunity that felt aligned? These are your body's intuitive signals at work. One of the keys to developing your clairvoyance is becoming attuned to these signals. Start paying attention to your body's reactions in everyday situations. For example, if someone asks you to take on a new project, notice whether you feel tense or energized. If you're about to make a major purchase, tune into your body's response. Is there hesitation, or do you feel a sense of calm? Our emotions are often directly linked to these physical sensations. Learning to differentiate between fear-based hesitation and intuitive warning signals is crucial. For instance, excitement and fear can sometimes feel similar. Both can cause your heart rate to spike, but there's a subtle difference. Excitement feels expansive, while fear feels constrictive. By tuning into these nuances, you can better understand what your gut is trying to tell you. Visualization is another powerful technique for developing your intuition. Elite athletes, CEOs, and successful entrepreneurs use visualization to mentally prepare for success, and you can do the same to strengthen your gut instincts. Here's how it works. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing a situation where you trusted your intuition and it paid off. Replay that moment in your mind. How did it feel to trust yourself? What were the outcomes? Now, imagine an upcoming decision you need to make. Close your eyes and picture both possible outcomes, one where you trust your gut and one where you don't. Notice how each scenario feels in your body. Visualization primes your brain to recognize these signals in real-life situations, helping you tap into your intuition faster. I remember when I had to make a big career decision a few years ago. On paper, the logical choice seemed obvious. One job offer was more prestigious and offered a higher salary. But something didn't feel right. Every time I thought about accepting the position, I felt a tightness in my chest and a sense of dread. On the other hand, the second option, though less flashy, felt more aligned with my values and long-term goals. Ultimately, I trusted my gut and took the second job, even though it seemed like the riskier choice. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. My intuition guided me toward a path that not only aligned with my professional growth, but also gave me personal fulfillment. And the truth is, we all have access to this inner guidance. You just have to learn to listen. I'd love to know, have you ever made a big decision based on your gut instinct? What was the outcome? Let me know in the comments below, and let's get a conversation started. To wrap up, I want to leave you with a few final tips for developing your clairvoyance. 1. Practice on small decisions. Start by trusting your gut in low-stakes situations, like choosing what to eat or which route to take to work. This helps build confidence in your intuitive abilities. 2. Listen to your first instinct. Your gut reaction often speaks before your rational mind gets a chance to overthink. The more you act on those first instincts, the stronger they'll become. 3. Get comfortable with stillness. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply taking a quiet walk, give yourself space to hear that inner voice. Your intuition speaks loudest when you create the silence to listen. 4. Surround yourself with supportive people. When you're around others who trust themselves and their intuition, you're more likely to feel empowered to do the same. Learning to trust your gut is a journey. It won't always be easy, especially in a world that values logic over intuition. But as you continue to hone this skill, you'll start to notice that your life flows more smoothly, decisions come with less resistance, and you'll feel more aligned with your true self. Trust the power within you, because your gut feelings are there for a reason. Until next time, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content that helps you tap into your inner wisdom.